Why is my microphone so low? There we go. There we go. Yeah, that's the microphone we need. Okay. This is why we do the sound checks, people. This is why we do the sound checks. Oh, fuck.
Meet the Ninja Turtles in here.
No! I have to actually tell Discord this is happening. Hold on. One second. Gotta tell people this is happening. All right, we're here. I'm still waiting for dumbass me to talk. Gotta tell people this is... There we go. Audio sounds fine. Now, ladies and gentlemen, there's a blocker in front of you. That seems crazy. That seems ridiculous because we gotta start off this stream with, if you are not subscribed, and I'm talking not to the 21 people here, because our channel is small and pathetic and weak and sniveling and cowardly and shitty. I'm talking to all the people that'll be watching this days later, months later, years later. We have a subathon going on. You have to subscribe. You have to. If you're watching this content and you're not subscribed, I'm going to give you get 3 trial videos. You get 3 trial videos. If you've watched more than 3 of my videos, fucking subscribe, man. And why am I being so annoying about it? Why am I being so obnoxious about it? Is because we are 13 subs away. 13 subs away from the first check mark on the little thermometer picture. We are 13 subs away from 12,500 subscribers, and that means you get a guaranteed ice bath question stream. That is a stream where I put snow and ice and water into the same container. I get into that container and I answer your stupid ass questions. 10 of them that I will pick ahead of time because we don't have the technology to live stream up there, so I'll just make a standalone video of me being like, okay, this question was from this person. What's your favorite kind of toast? Peanut butter toast. Fuck that. My balls are cold. And then skip ahead and then do all 10 of them in a row, freezing my dick off. So maybe sub or don't or whatever. Doomstacks, but also unit caps. Yeah. Boom. So everybody today has, my voice cracks, an army they submitted ahead of time. We have infinite money. Large armies, unit caps, and allow multiple lords. That means it does unit caps limit you to, you can see 3 rare single entities, 2 heroes, things like that. It stops us from just being 19 hell pits versus 19 scar brands or whatever the fuck. Yeah. But it still allows for some crazy armies. So for my Skaven army of the day, we got a Grey Seer on his bell to give me global buffs and spells, Skrulk to hold a certain point and just throw out Rod of Corruption and really punish a blob, Ikit Claw to give me more Winds of Magic as the game goes on, and then a Packmaster and Gorge for some oomph and some slapping. And then I actually was running out of infantry that I wanted to buy, because look how far down I got. I got Death Runners, and then I could have gotten Eshin Triads or Plague Monks, so I was like, I guess I'll take Death Runners. But we have a Storm Vermin and Plague Monk Censer Bearer frontline. We have 4 Poison Globes, 4 Death Globes, the Avalanche Borders, and 3 Rattling Guns, all triple chevroned. So we're going to kill it. We're going to kill it with some Skaven. Let's pick... He's going white, so I'll go black with Clan Eshin. Don't want the same banners, after all. Let's do it. Let's do it. You stream too much? I haven't streamed for like 6 years. I haven't streamed for 85 million years. My opponent has the vampire counts. I will be streaming every single game of the day. Let's see, what does this do? Desktop 2, great. Hazel Shook. We have 9 armies submitted, so we'll cast 8 games today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Pigman versus Raced. I believe Pigman is Wood Elves, Raced is Grand Cathay. I'm on Skaven, King of the Huthus is on Vampire Counts, Versak is on Dwarves. Or is he? No, he's on Khorne now. Grismatic is on Dwarves, Trogdor is also on Wood Elves. Wood Elves are the only faction to be represented twice today. Then we have Chaos Dwarves of Bahrain versus the Dark Elves of Stormrunner. So, should be fun. Should be fun. I don't expect it to be balanced. I expect by the end of the day we'll see some bullshit. But hey, you know, we're just embracing the fun, man. Just having some fun. Before the DLC, we know it's going to be bullshit. That's fine. That's also why I had people submit their armies ahead of time. Not only because it would take a long time to make armies when you have this much money and do pick and ban and stuff, but also I was worried about a meta forming where, like, people see something bullshit and then every game going forward is that bullshit thing over and over again. And I'm like, well, if you submit your armies ahead of time, it doesn't matter what you see on the day. You're stuck with the army you signed up with. And it did produce some diversity. Like I said, we only saw 2 armies that were even the same faction. And it was Wood Elves. You haven't been alive for 85 million years. Do you have early access to the DLC? Yes, I do, and I'm allowed to say that. I can't show content until tomorrow, but I do have early access to the DLC. I am not allowed to talk about it yet, but I am allowed to say that I have it. But I am not allowed to talk about it. Even stuff that I saw on other people's streams, I don't really want to talk about. Just because I didn't watch their streams, because as a content creator, I don't watch a lot of content, and also having early access, I already have early access to all the stuff they're talking about, so I don't know. I don't want to say something where I'm like, I'm sure it was on somebody's stream, and then CA messages me, and they're like, hey, fucko. We need a word. But yeah, I can start releasing content and talking about it tomorrow. Okie dokie. Getting some sensor bearers in position. We have the Blight Scabs Plague pack. Gonna have them support my front line, provide some ITP to my Storm Vermin. Where does that leave us? Alright, my ranged units. Got it. We have Death Runner ROR. I guess I'll keep these guys in position too. Holy shit, this is such a big army. You thought the embargo was listed? That's for partners. I'm not a partner. Oh, they changed all the terms, but whatever. It's for big streamers. It's not for little streamers like me. Like, Turin can talk about it, I can't. My embargo's tomorrow. And if you question me or think I'm wrong, just ask yourself, between me and you, which one would know when my embargo lifts? Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, human boy, you're a dick. That guy was just trying to be nice to you, and you're just a piece of shit to him. Yeah. My bad. You know what? That's my bad. I'll just take the L. Oh, big army takes forever to set up. It's so big. It's so army. Alright, we have triple rattling gunner. In case I came up against lizardmen or something, I didn't know what rosters were going to be submitted before I made my build. So, we have that. We have rat ogres in the back. It's weird for me, for my muscle memory, to not have wolf rats paired with my rat ogres, but there's no reason to bring wolf rats. Wolf rats are good versus lightly armored ranged units, and I was like, I think all the ranged units that are going to be in this tournament are going to be crazy, like, strong. Holy shit, this is so many units. Oh, no. Okay, control groups on all my heroes. And then we'll do control groups on these 3 mobile units, these 3 mobile units. My ranged units all get a shared control group to keep them away from my melee units that all get a shared control group. And let's fucking go. This is gonna be really hard. Okay, Heisenberg, real shit. My first video I'm gonna release, it comes out tomorrow, okay? It's coming out tomorrow, is a unit tier list, because that was super popular 2 DLCs ago, and last DLC I didn't do it, and people were mad. So, like, yes, unit tier list tomorrow. I got you. I got you, buddy. Okay, here we go. It needs to cast unlimited power right away when you start moving up. So what do we got for the enemy vampire counts? I didn't even really look. Graveguard frontline, as you would expect. Blood Knights, Hex Wraiths, so a lot of Cav. We have Manfred Heinrich Kemmler, a Blood Dragon Lord, a Necromancer as well. More Graveguard, more Vargeists. Corpse Guard. Okay, cool. We can do this. We can do this. Don't forget to guard mode ranged units. That's probably fair. I find them more responsive if they're not guard moded, but on something this chaotic, I might want to just do it. It's a good shout. I also have all my spells on all my casters, because why not? Oh, this is so many units, dude. So many fucking units. Okay, let's just get some people marching into melee. As I intentionally ignore these blood knights here. Oh, I apparently caught something. It's not the clap for once. All right, we'll give the global buffs. Oopsies. Whoopsies. There's too much happening. All right, you guys are not gonna be much help back here. Just get up there and march in. Where's Skrulk? Where is Krell? I don't need that yet. We're still chilling for now as we're gonna move up. Oh, this is a lot of units not doing anything. Okay, we're chilling. We're fine, we're fine, we're fine. We're good. We're good, we're glorious. Let's keep moving up. Skaven DPS is insane. Skaven DPS cannot be matched by the likes of Mortal Man. I have another unlimited power. And a brass orb. This is where it's gonna get bad. Is the flying units coming in. Okay. Okay, so the flying units are here. Don't love that. He did get some disruption done in the back line. These guys are all armor piercing anyway, so I'm just gonna give my rat ogres a bunch of buffs, but he's disrupting the back line, which is not allowed. Which shouldn't be allowed. Oh, where's my dreaded 13th? Dreaded 13th summon! These globes turn. Death Runners turn. Storm Vermin turn. Other Storm Vermin fight! Fight on! Where's a Plague? Right there. Plague right there. I don't want these guys to join this fight. I'm actually gonna back off quite a bit. You globes should throw back there. And Gorich needs to go snipe out this bitch. I have Death Runners trying to kill Vargeist, but it looks like the Vargeist already got my Avalanche Mortars. As Skrulk's mighty plague rips through them. Stand your ground. Keep fighting, Skrulk. It. Shoot that. Shoot the claw to gash. Oh, Gracie here doesn't want to be here no more. Run. Run. Ring your bell and run! Okay, so these guys are holding. That side went to shit because I didn't pay attention to it literally at all. I have some more sleepies because of course I do, because there's so much happening. What's Gorich doing? Oh shit, I have to tell him to use all of his abilities. Ow. 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 Council Guard need to regroup. Gracia! Big old summon there. Plus a Rod of Corruption. Plus a Liber Bubonicus. Boom! Get fucked, giant pile of guys. Oh, actually, my opponent is a mega genius. So here's the thing. King of the Hoot Hoots picked an undead faction to play in a crazy large battle. Which makes sense, because none of his units route, so he doesn't have to rally any of them. Look at all these guys I have to rally. Look at all this shit. Gorge, where are you going? I don't know where I commanded you to go, but it's not the right spot. Okay, so Skrulk's still vibing. Oh, he's got Krell on him. Yuck. Yucky. Alright, Gorich, take the fight to Manny Man. I'm gonna net everybody in this area so Manfred can't escape from Gorich. Okay, Gorich, just spin real quick and try and get rid of some of these guys, but... yeah, okay, we're rallying some troops, we're rallying some forces. This is the part I was a little worried about fighting these guys, is he has a lot of mobility presence. Skrulk pop a thing. And Gorge got lost in the sauce again. I'm gonna make those Storm Vermin unbreakable. His single entities are a huge problem for me. How are we doing on a Flensing Ruin? I did not save enough Winds of Magic for a real Flensing Ruin. I guess I undercast it there. Oh, something has silence here? Curse of Years! Shit. We just lost our grace here. Okay. I'm gonna Flensing Ruin all that stuff. Skrulk is still silenced by Curse of Years. You hate to see it. Skrulk might be doomed. If I could just use his abilities, man. If I could just use his abilities, how long does Curse of Years last? Damn it. Okay, I want to get back in there. Give me that Rod of Corruption. Yeah! Okay, Breath Attack killed my Gracier. We have a bunch of Death Runners back, but it is looking too little too late for the Skaven, my guys. Look at our damage values. Our damage values are actually extremely similar. Oh, but that Blood Dragon Lord's gonna fuck my whole day. And he's Curse of Yearsing me again. I can't use my spells. It can stay safe. No! Get a Garbulus! No! No! I stayed even on damage value. I just got out healed and outplayed. And I had too many units sleeping all the time. Whatever. I'm gonna make him kill all the... Actually, fuck that. I'm running away. I'm gonna draw this game out as long as possible. Fuck you, nerd! Fuck you, dude! You can't stop me! Alright. Sorry, I just typed in my opponent. Okay, I'm gonna pay attention to chat now. It's very hard when I'm commanding an army of 40 units. Thanks for casting. Don't have time now, but Merry Christmas. Keep up the good work. Maybe I'll join later. Thanks, dude. Hope you're doing well, Michael. BM boy, yes, yes. Yeah, McRightface gifting the 5 memberships. Thank you very much. Count Scar just needed to kill 1 unit per model. Yeah, that would have been easy. It's for sure. I think my build had the potential to win. The problem was it was a lot to micro, and I didn't micro it super great. Because our front line did great. And then our flanks collapsed. We lost all of our ranged units. And then trying to outgrind the counts and ranged units is crazy. Look at his units left! Holy shit! I had twice as many units left alive. I got rid of so much of his stuff, but his single entities were still kicking. His Mortis engine got 4,000 value. Yeah, GG's, dude. GG's, brother. B. Cole gifting 10 memberships. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Well, that's the end of the stream, everybody, because I got knocked out. So this shit's over. Thanks so much for hanging out. It was a good time. And obviously I'm kidding. We're gonna stream. We're gonna stream every replay from this tournament, even though I got knocked out. Just give me 1 second. One of my mods messaged me something, and I'm wondering if he needs something. Shit! I accidentally clicked on Fran's campaign. That's where my Discord is. My Discord is right on top of my Total War thing. We're not actually doing the Franz campaign. I just misclicked. Don't worry. Okay. I will report my score with King of the Hoot Hoots. So that he may move forward. And we do have another replay ready to go. I just need to finish loading into this thing. We might have 2 replays ready to go, because as I look at the bracket, another game's done as well. Holy shit, load. It was an accidental click, just load. Alright, get me out of here. Give us the guilt. Alright, we have all of our round 1 is done. So we have 2 more replays. Let's do it. Bahrain versus Stormrunner. Mr. Casual popping in with the 5 gifted memberships. Thank you so much, sir. Tequila Sunset here, another fantastic content creator. Dread Saurian is actually also a good content creator. Though I don't know. Dreaded Saurian, have you been putting up much content recently? What you doing? It's very hard to keep track of the units on the map. Yeah, it is, Bahrain. Yeah, it is. My Skaven game had like half my units sleeping. It's alright. It's all chaos. As we load in Chaos Dwarfs versus Dark Elves. And I was mentioning it in the tournament chat before this started, but this might be the best mode for the Chaos Dwarfs ever, because they actually get to bring a full roster. They are stuck always bringing their shitty little goblin laborers and that's it, but now with infinite money they can field a crazy 40 stack. Okay, for the Chaos Dwarfs, we won't go through all 40 units, but we'll get a rough gist of what is going on. It is an Infernal Guard front line with great weapons or regular, then backed up by the blasting charges of the Infernal Ironsworn. We have so many Bull Centaur renders, dual axes, great weapons, and regular variants, all of them. Looks like 9 total. Then we do have triple Gold Chevron Cathay Fireborn, giving them a natural 100 leadership. That'll be very, very hard to get rid of them. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. They're unbreakable until a certain health threshold. So I don't know what their actual leadership is, but they will probably fight to the death. We have a Dreadquake Mortar Iron Demon, Soul of Damnation, another Dreadquake Mortar Demon's Tongue, then Blunderbusses, Infernal Guard Fireglaves, 2 Deathstreak Rock Launchers actually. And then we have a Bull Centaur Toruk and just 1 Lord with the multiple Lords option selected. Still going with just 1 because he wanted to use his single entities on all of his artillery. But we do have a Hashit caster with all the Hashit spells. On the other side, for the Dark Elves of Stormrunner, looks like a pretty heavy cavalry component of Dark Riders, Doomfire Warlocks. I imagine Cold One Knights. Yep, Cold Knights are in the back. Not Cold One Dread Knights. There we go. I was like, seriously, with all the money in the world, you'd still rather take Cold One Knights over Cold One Dread Knights? We have Cold One Dread Knights. Malice Darkblade with some shades. 4 Scourge Runner Chariots. We have Rakarth on his dragon. Malekith on his dragon. And it looks like he used to have Lokir, but he replaced him because of unit caps. I think he can't have 3 dragons, so he had to get rid of Lokir. For infantry, Sisters of Slaughter, Hargoneth Executioners, and Blackguard, pretty standard stuff. 1 Bolt Thrower, which... Alright. Good luck, 1 Bolt Thrower, doing anything in this type of game. But yeah, heavy cav, good single entities, some decent infantry, but not a lot of them. And when the Chaos Dwarfs have all these blasting charges, I imagine that it's going to be a bad time for the Dark Elves. Like, those Sisters of Slaughter will just get murdered. Let's do it! Astrogoth is there. Oh yeah, Astrogoth is way up there. Hey, buddy! You snuck past me, you sneaky little dwarf bastard. Alright, Astrogoth Iron Hand on the front line as well. Dreadquake Mortars starting to fire. There are 2 of them. And we have the Deathstreaker rocket launchers that are they going to start firing at the bolt thrower, or what is? I get that, though. The Chaos Dwarves just want to eliminate any chance the Dark Elves have of counter-firing back at them, so that they have to engage in melee. Now, we can't see the Shades. The Shades are all stocked, obviously. And this is Conquest. My opponent and I, we forgot to put it on Conquest mode. Not that it mattered for our game. It didn't change the outcome at all. The game was over in 7 minutes. It's not like if I had captured the point, I would have won. But the rest of this tournament will be on Conquest mode, so with these big of armies, the potential late game could actually be crazy, and I just didn't want to deal with anything. So I'm like, all right, there's going to be a capture point in case this gets crazy long or something. Someone can capture the point, and we don't have to deal with 40 plus units on the field, and people are like, are you attacking or not? And it's like, I'm sure something is. I don't want to deal with this. Scourge Runners get in close to the Iron Demon, but now these Deathstreaker rocket launchers are counter-firing, doing a lot of damage, pushing those guys back. The Soul of Damnation as well. Look at that homing thing. And man, it's not a quantity of fire, but it is quality of fire. Double Dreadquake Mortars stopping, and that is a Flames of Asgore onto clumped up Scourge Runner Chariots just to really try and say fuck you. But it doesn't do that much damage, and they do squeak away. Anyway, it's not like the sky is full of projectiles, and it's insane in that way, but it is crazy how much damage they're getting out onto the Dark Elves on their way in. Dark Elves did capture the point, so if we get to that point, I mean, they'll capture, so the Chaos Dwarves might have to move up eventually. For now, though, Chaos Dwarves doing very well in the damage department. Blackguard hit the front line. Bull Centaur Renders jumping in with the blasting charges over the top, and Astrogoth in here as well. Those Blackguard are going to have a pretty terrible time. Hargonath Executioners also going through it. Malekith's already down to half HP just from the ranged rocket pressure. Those homing rockets making his life a little difficult, though he did just dodge 2 in a row as I said that. 3 in a row as I said that. Frontline Chaos Dwarves is going absolutely nowhere, and the Dark Elves are dying before they even manage to hit it. But this is what's going to win or lose the game, is whether the Dark Elf mobility and their Shades can get a lot done. No one was really counting on like 3 or 4 Hargonath Executioners and a couple Sisters of Slaughter to carry this game versus all of this beef of the Chaos Dwarves. But if you can get to a late game where you've taken out all their ranged, you can just cycle charge freely with your Knights, you will eventually take down the Infernal Guard. And of course, we do have 6 breath attacks between Rakarth and Malekith to deal with. Balance power is heavily favoring the Chaos Dwarves at this point as Cold War Knights are sprinting in. Free charge onto the Bull Centaur Renders. Again, with 40 units, it looks like the Chaos Dwarves didn't quite see this flank happening, so they didn't give any attack orders. There's no support coming, and these guys are taking free damage. The chaos of a huge battle as the Shades are now in range. I'm curious how quickly Balrain's going to notice the Shades have appeared and switch his Dreadquake Mortar Fire over there as the rocket launchers continue to pin down Malekith. Rakarth not as much, but Malekith definitely. And this is tricky, man. The Chaos Dwarves have all these blunderbusses ready to go, so it's not like the dragons can just fly in there and fuck shit up. They'll die very, very, very quickly. Speaking of dying very quickly, the Shades have arrived, and the Granite Guard definitely feel it. An entire unit taken off the field in the blink of an eye. And lots of cavalry here to defend if these Bull Centaur Renders and whatnot get engaged, but it doesn't look like that's the case. The Scourge Runner Chariots have also whittled a lot of the Cathay Fireborn down. The balance of power is creeping back towards the middle. It's not at the middle just yet, but it was actually a little bit worse earlier on as Astrogoth is now running through the remnants of the Dark Elf army. But the Dark Elves do have the conquest point, uncontested for now. And in comes the Double Dragon Lords, though Malekith is going down. A Soul Stealer tries to heal him up as Rakarth is also taking a lot of damage. Oh, they're just trying to get anything done as a Blade Storm rips through the Infernal Guard, distracting those guys for a bit, but I imagine these blunderbusses will probably turn towards the sky and hit Malekith one more time. Never mind, they're going to leave it to the Deathstreaker rocket launchers. The cavalry have engaged, and they're getting decent damage out on the Bull Centaur Renders, but it's this suppressing fire from the Chaos Dwarves overlapping the fields that is such a problem. The Dark Elves are just getting murdered. Shades are doing fine. Shades are still pretty safe and healthy on the back line. We do have some forgotten Dark Riders over there that need to get involved in the action sooner rather than later, as Malice and a clump of Coldwind Dread Knights get formed up as the Dreadquake Mortar definitely punishes that blob coming over to say hello, and Malice and his Coldwind Knights need to back off. They definitely wanted to spread out. They didn't quite manage to do it. One of the Dreadquake Mortars is getting taken out by the Raven's Heralds plus Rakarth, but it's not enough. Balrain still holds a very healthy advantage on the balance of power. The box of the Chaos Dwarves has been broken apart, but there's not a lot left to jump in there. What did jump in there was just murdered by those blunderbusses. The rockets have now turned on to Rakarth, who's trying to fight Infernal Ironsworn. And even though the Dark Elves hold the conquest point, I think if we get some Infernal Ironsword marching towards it by now, they should be able to get there before it's done ticking, and then I don't think the Dark Elves have a hope in this game, as some Cathay will get taken out by all these shades. And the Dreadquake mortars don't have enough ammo left to really take out the shades, so I guess there's a super copium. What was that friendly fire about, dude? Why did you do that? Why would you shoot your Cathay like that? Anyway, there's copium that you could like hard kite with the shades, but I don't think 4 shades can kill an entire army in hell. It's not even going that great for them now, as the Demon's Tongue is in here. Cathay, Fireborn, and Bull Centaur Renders are also running them down. We have Coldwind Dread Knights to try and hold them back, but it's not enough. Coldwind Dread Knights are just kind of a bad unit, unfortunately. Even when you have all the money in the world, these guys still suck. King the Hoothoots, you picked undead so you didn't have to worry about routing units? Yeah. I thought as much. When we started the game, I was like, hold on, that's actually genius. I should have done that, because all my Skaven guys were routing. Always a good day when elves die. Yeah, the Chaos Dwarves had a field day there. Those double Dreadquake mortars is really tough. I'm just looking for anything that stands out. The rocket launchers both did pretty well. Where are those Dreadquakes? 7,200 damage value on the Dreadquake ROR. Where's the other Dreadquake? 3,900. 7,200 value on one unit. Damn. On the other side, I don't think we're going to see anything that crazy. Yeah, because Malekith and the Rakarth were just forced back by those rocket launchers all game long. Raven's Heralds did pretty well. Scourge Runners did alright. Bolt Thrower got 1,600. He had to make an army to fight anything. He didn't know he was going to be fighting Chaos Dwarves, but in this specific matchup, I honestly wonder if you just take like 4 triple gold Chevron Reaper Bolt Throwers. Because they're doing work. Okay. What do we got next? Pigman versus Raced. Raced with the triple dragons. Yembo, Xiaoming, and Miao Ying. And then Grand Cathay versus the Wood Elves of Durthu, Drycha, Gladelord, Branchwraith, Ariel. I suppose so we don't have to pause at the start of the game. We're just going to look at the builds here. So for the Wood Elves, we have a pretty strong single entity core, but they're not great fighters. They just have various support elements, like Branchwraith has a bunch of spells, Drycha has a bunch of spells, Ariel has a bunch of spells, but they're not like scary melee combatants. Gladelord's on a Forest Dragon, and then we have hyper elite melee infantry in the Wildwood Rangers and Blade Singers. 4 Way Watchers, and then a bunch of Cav and Zotes. Cool. I like it. I dig it. Is that 40 units? Hold on. Am I even able to see everything? 8 times 5. Yes, that's 40 units. On the other side for Cathay, it's a bunch of spears. I am shocked he took Peasant Long Spears even though he has infinite money. He didn't take Jade Warriors. Must have really wanted the anti-large. All 3 of the Dragon siblings that we know about. 4 Celestial Dragon crossbows, triple Firing Rocket, 4 cannons, double War Drum, and then a bunch of Long Riders. Alright, looks cool. I am a little concerned for Cathay because, like the Coldwind Dread Knights, I feel like just Celestial Dragon Guard are just kind of bad. It's not like they're bad for their cost, but with cost not being a factor, they're good. It's like, I think they're just kind of a bad unit that happens to cost a lot. But that's a lot of ranged. I mean, 4 cannons and 3 fire rains might be able to just kill the Wood Elves that are trying to kite them. No, Durthu is crazy. Durthu's in there. He's just in the middle for some reason. I don't know how he ended up in the middle of the build, but he's in there. Oh, Warhammer 3's crashed. No, it hasn't. Let's do it. Raced and Pigman. Oh, hang on. I need to make sure somebody didn't slip past. Game didn't slip past me. Game finished, I didn't get a replay for it, and I want that replay, Trogdor. You get me that replay, son! Where is he? Sorry. I have to find Trogdor. Everybody calm down. There. I pestered him. Let's do it! We covered the builds on the way up. Durthu is here for all the doubters who didn't think it was possible. And Grand Cathay. Now this is the opposite of the Chaos Dwarf thing. You remember where I said the Chaos Dwarfs don't like fill the sky with projectiles, but all their projectiles are dangerous? Cathay is gonna fill the fucking sky with projectiles. As these Wild Riders just get completely fucking murdered. We're 20 seconds into the game and they fucking died. Holy. Oh. But their leadership holds because they are elves, and now the fire of Grand Cathay is starting to spread out a little bit. And the Way Watchers are stalked, but it doesn't matter. When you have that volume of fire, they're still going to take a little bit of friendly fire here and there. Don't see a ton of damage just yet onto the Way Watchers. A lot of those missiles are still missing after all, but there we go. Those Way Watchers are going to get deleted. And the Grand Cannons of Cathay are starting to hit their targets. Do need to take out the Zotes and whatnot, so Cathay is going to take an early lead on that damage value. Man, those Way Watchers are having a bad go of it. They just start to get in range, and they are going to take out the firing rockets very quickly. That firing rocket's already down to one model left. But for the 4 Way Watchers, I mean, this one's getting countershot by the Celestial Dragon crossbows as well, so we've pretty much lost 2.5 Way Watchers before they even got in range. Mark of Yin is down for the Enigmas of Gyron, making them weaker. And the Wood Elves are taking a shellacking on the way in. The Wood Elves just skipped past the conquest point. They don't give a shit about it. But this is the problem I kind of ran into in my Skaven game as well, is the early game looks really good when you're heavily ranged, but it gets shut down pretty quickly. We've already lost a firing rocket here. This one's also getting stopped in place. I thought another one had lost a lot of models as well. So we'll see how the Wood Elves can do once they actually get into the melee. Wild Riders and Great Stag Knights piling up on top of each other to take out those Jade Lancers. This is tough, man. When you have this many units, it's hard to actually give orders correctly. Like, these Wood Elves are getting uncontested value right now, as these Crowmen and Jade Lancers haven't realized what's happening, as Dreicha's getting murked. It looks like Zhao Ming and Miao Ying are trying to stop Durthu in place. There's no Iron Hail Gunners, so it's not like Durthu's going to instantly die to those. Like we saw the blunderbusses of Bahrain kill off anything that came close. Pigman's frontline has stopped. Some of them are in combat, some aren't, but the Glade Guard are in range and they're starting to fire, and Grand Cathay's frontline is taking a bit of a beating, but it's holding for now. It's the flanks that are a concern. Onyx Crowmen dive in. We have some Celestial Dragon Guard and other Longma Riders trying to stop Pigman's cavalry, but Pigman is force pathing them through, really trying to get into this juicy center of the formation and shut those guys down, as this Glade Lord is over here with a little bit of Wild Rider help. He's getting some damage out, and there's not a ton that can stop him. We have some Longma Riders over here helping out, but with Cathay, you don't have a lot of melee units that can really get a whole lot done. It's your range. So if your range doesn't have time to turn and shoot at what is threatening them, then they're all just going to get shut down. And we're seeing that. This Glade Lord got very injured on the way in, but he is stabilized quite well. He hasn't taken damage for a while. Yembo's in range. Actually, you might be able to execute that guy, which would be kind of funny, but we'll see. Yembo's running around. Lost Elven Knights get netted, hit with the Emperor's Crowmen, who do magic damage, so yeah, they're dying quite quickly. And Cathay, they did so much damage so early. Look at how low a lot of health bars are, but the Wood Elves, leadership is really strong, especially when they're triple gold chevron, but elves in general are not cowardly folk. And that tenacity to just hang in there might be enough. Where's Durthu? Did he die? No, he's right there. He's right there. Chill. Glade Lord has taken a lot of damage. It looks like Zhao Ming got after him. Yembo, have you used your execute yet? I just want to know. Yeah, he hasn't used it yet. Could be holding it up for Durthu, honestly. Could be a good way to take him out. Glade Lord is dead. Great Stag Knight's backing off. We still have a couple cannons booming in the deeps. And the balance of power is 50-50 still. There's a lot of spears left, but I mean, Blade Singers and Wild Rangers can body Grand Cathay infantry like nobody's business. That's actually not a problem at all. Miao Ying does have Earthblood and Regrowth. Not like Cathay is without healing here. And we are going to have to see some of these mobility units transfer from defending your own range, because this is actually something I want to talk about briefly. Cathay's range got fucked. They got murdered. Pigman did a great job of getting back there. So now at this point, is it worth it to keep your cavalry to defend 3 already embattled cannons that can't really do too much else? Or is it more worth it to send your mobility after all of the Wood Elf archers that are still alive? And I think Raced is correctly assessing, I have nothing left to defend, so now my defending units need to turn into attacking units. So even in a chaotic battle, there is some good strategy here, and I just wanted to applaud Raced for that. This is hype. If you can get Yenbo over here to execute Durthu, that would be huge. Because Ariel's coming over, and she could give him a lot of healing, and you need to shut Durthu down as the cannons are also shooting him in the side. I'd really like to see that execute ability come in and finish him off before he gets Berry Wine or any of those big healing abilities. Drycha's also very low, and a lot of the Wood Elf balance of power is in their super healthy archers, and there's a Blade Singer in Narnia, way back there. Completely out of position, full health, so that'll have to come in later. But yeah, if Grand Cathay can shut down all these ranged units, they are back in this game, but they are currently falling a little bit behind. Durthu is getting low. The little execute icon has appeared above him. Yembo is coming over, so maybe he's in the right area. Maybe he's going to execute Durthu. Get him! Get his ass! I mean, Yembo even dove in to attack him. You think he's going to execute the guy. Whatever. I'll keep him on screen in case he does get executed. No, there's the Berry Wine. I was worried about it. Hit the execute button. No, he made it. He's fine. Damn you, Yenbo. You still have your execute. Don't you bullshit me, Yenbo. I know you have it. You stupid. I'm going to pause the game. I want to see it. You have it. You had the execute this whole time. Durthu's gonna heal cap because of you. And don't give me that there's 40 units on the battlefield. I'm busy. I'm confused. Shit. Fuck that. You had the shot and you didn't take it. You didn't take it. He has to be human to execute? I don't think he does. Well, why I don't think he does is I feel like I thought that at one point and I was proven wrong. I remember every time I'm proven wrong. Zhao Ming's trying to take out Ariel while Durthu is getting sniped out by Yembo, but it's quickly coming down to the Dragon siblings gonna have to try and carry this. We have 2 War Drums keeping Cathay in the fight, but Cathay's infantry force is running out severely. Their mobility is entirely gone as the Wood Elves were able to peel that backline, so it's a lot of Wood Elf archers left. The Wood Elf single entities are nearly a depleted force. Durthu's at half HP and pretty much heal capped. Ariel's at half HP. Drycha's pretty much dead. The Glade Lord did die, and the Branch Wraith, big who cares. They're teaming up on Durthu. I'm getting worried though, because these archers are just going to come into range and really punish those guys, as Durthu is actually getting a ton of damage on Miao Ying. She has to transform into human form and get a regrowth off pretty quickly. She's going to rout. She's going to rout. No! What was Durthu's value, actually? 4,500 value, and you didn't feel like executing him, and people in chat are telling me I'm wrong and I don't understand how the execute ability works, just because I don't understand how the... Used it on Drycha? We used it on Drycha? We used it on Drycha. That's what we did? That's what we decided to do right now? Is take out fucking Drycha? There's a Durthu right here, man. Who gives a shit about Drycha? Alright. Jokes aside, I think Raced just gave Pigman a middle finger on his way out. I think he has read that he has lost this game, and he wanted to execute something, so he saw Drycha was coming up, and he was like, BAM! Got him! Also, Drycha has a cooldown increase item. True! War God. I never think about it because she never takes it because of cost. But yeah, I think you're right. So maybe Raced just couldn't click it because it was on cooldown. I like that though. I like how she was walking up, she just gets Thanos snapped out of existence. Because Yembo was fighting Durthu, and Zhao Ming was fighting Ariel, and Drycha's like, I'm coming to help, and Yembo just points at her, no, and she dies. Oh, that's too funny. All right, the writing's on the wall. We're just waiting for the unbreakable units to die. There it is. It has to be orange, not the blue icon. Thank you, War God. I didn't know that. So I was just being an asshole to raced for literally no reason. Got it. Hey, John B. Hope you're doing good. Kimbo wanted his 1v1. Scroll over the values just to see if anybody really stood out. Durthu with 5,000 is pretty good. Ooh, yeah, look at the Blade Singers. You can tell they got onto Celestial Dragon Guard. 3,200 is quite peak. Way Watchers got killed instantly. Race didn't let those get into range at all. Cavalry got decent values here and there. I didn't notice the Zotes, but they're around. How did the Peasants not carry this? I don't know, man. Need buffs. Miao Ying didn't get a lot of value. Zhao Ming got a ton. Yumbo didn't actually get as much as I think, but isn't it weird that his execute doesn't count or something? I seem to remember that his execute didn't count towards his value, but maybe they patched that. I don't know. Race ranged units did a lot of work. His melee units just tried to hold it down. They were unable to. That was a pretty close game. I feel like as far as games go, this was the closest. My vampire counts, well, my Skaven versus King of the Hoodoots vampire counts was close-ish, but by the end was very decided. And I feel like Bahrain and Stormrunner was a bit of a stomp, where the Chaos Dwarves just melted the Dark Elves. Okay. Trogdor sent me 2 replays in a row. So, give me a second. Win through carried. Hi, I'm new here and caught some of your practice streams. Want to say keep at it. Don't be so hard on yourself. You show promise with some of your development core skills. I see a future for you. Who is this Scipio guy? And how dare he say, I have potential. I am the potential. No. As a caster, I'm fantastic. As a player, working on it. Right now, I'm currently great, and soon I will be the best. Alright, Khorne Wood Elves. And then we have Dwarves Wood Elves. Trogdor versus Grismatic. Wood Elves, Dwarves. The Dwarves didn't bring Chevron units. How dare you not Chevron? But we get the Thunder Barge. And we get the Bug Gyro Bombers. Now you might be like, I thought Gyro Bombers were banned because they're bugged. They are bugged and they're banned from my normal tournaments. They are not banned from this event because, in case you haven't noticed, microing 40 units is really hard. So if you're going to micro the Gyro Bomber perfectly to get perfect shots off using the bug, the rest of your army is going to be literally standing still. Ain't shit you can do about that. Mr. Casual, I've never been a streamer. Did you seriously Vanguard deploy on this man? Trogdor. That is evil and mean. So for the Wood Elf army number 1, we have War Dancers with Azrai Spears and Blade Singers. We have more Blade Singers, some Gladegar Starfire Shafts, triple Zotes, double Dragon with the Glade Lord and the Sisters of Twilight. And then in the second Wood Elf army, behind the enemy, we have Wild Riders, Wildwood Rangers, more Wild Riders with shields, Great Stag Knights, Way Watchers, led by another Glade Lord, and Durthu. That's fucked up. It's fucked up. You can't do that. You can't Vanguard on guy. For the Dowie, we have a Thunder Barge, Slayers, Gyro Bombers, a bunch of Slayers on the ground, some Giant Slayers as well in here, Dwarf Warriors all over the place, Malachi with triple cannons, and a Grudge Thrower, some Goblin Hewers, Long Drawn Slayers, Pirates, more Slayers, and then we have a weird side alcove of Norway's Ironbreakers, Brotherhood of Grimnir, and then Gotrek, Felix, and Ungrim Iron Fist. Let's do it. Thunderbarge! Carry us! Wood Elves are decent at dealing with Thunderbarge. Lots of armor-piercing ranged infantry. Pump those dwarven balloons! I like all the shields they put on the side. I know it's because of like family and honor and decoration, but I like to think that they're actually trying to shield the giant gas bag with these shields, and they just like didn't cover nearly enough of it. They're like, no, it's good. It's fine. All right, the Vanguard force is moving in. The jaws of the Wood Elf trap is closing. As the dwarves start to move forward. Cannons are firing. I know not at what, but they are firing. They don't have the Grand Cathay cannon effect where it's big, shiny fireballs I can watch fly around. As the Dowie have now been alerted that there's a flank happening. I wonder what they will do. Longbeard's moving up to the front line to hold, while Slayers do need to come back. Looks like the Thunderbarge is turning backwards. Might come back and help out, but the Wood Elves have infiltrated the back line, shutting down the Goblabas and soon the cannons as well. And over on the far side, Goblin Hewer got wrecked as Gotrek, Felix, and Ungrim are trying to fight it out. But I feel like on this game mode, Hero Hammer might be difficult just because there's so much to kill. And heroes can only kill so much so quickly. Oh! The Gyro Barbers got murdered by Triple Glade Guard. Yeah, it's already dead. Sisters of Twilight getting in a melee duel with the Thunderbarge. It just fired the Spear of Grugni straight down, but I saw it hit. The fact that the Thunderbarge is doing that well against a Dragon Lord in melee is kind of upsetting. But the Dwarves are quickly falling behind as their ranged units have all gotten shut down. That is a lot of value off the field very quickly. And Durthu is helping by sprinting straight through. Wandering forward as the Goblin Hewer has not found a target yet. They are starting to turn now. But then a juicy breath attack plus a Durthu could take them out. And the Slayers, they're getting the glorious death they wanted, but it's not enough to protect their backline. Still have one Goblin Hewer, though the crew was knocked off their mounts. They need to remount up. This is the first fight to go out for the Dwarves in the entire thing, though. Double Slayers surrounding a poor Wild Rider. Look at them. Look at them getting hemmed in. That is a very dead Wild Rider. Dwarves fighting back in the back line a little bit, getting some decent damage out, but the Triple Way Watchers are now in range, and it looks like the Slayers are their first target. They will run out of ammo quickly, though. It's not like extra funds gives them more ammunition, so the Way Watchers will probably run out of ammo before this game ends. Thunderbarge has gotten decent value, but is now the target of these infamous Triple Glade Guard, who have probably gotten pretty good value despite not shooting at anything that gives them kills. Yeah, 1,000 value with 1 kill on this guy. 0 kills over here. Almost 1,000 values. The Thunderbarge goes down. Look at that. Look at that shot. Look at that shot. Dragons lurking over a burning Thunderbarge. Oh my goodness! No! How could you do this? Roar, I'm a dragon. I digress. It's looking ogre, folks. It's looking ogre. Thunderbarge is down, the back line is thoroughly killed, and the only strength left for the Dwarves is this little pocket. Gotrek, Felix, and then a couple of Regiment of Renowns with Ungrim Iron Fist at its helm. That's not going to be enough. I mean, the Wood Elves have an entire army left. They have taken some damage here and there, but I have confidence in them. Ooh, Glade Lord might die. Doomseekers and Giant Slayers aren't going down without a fight. They push off the Glade Lord. Get rid of him. Hello, we've been trying to reach you about your artillery's extended war turn. Yeah. Mr. Casual saw we had a Khorne replay. We do! We'll get to it soon. The Khorne player and Pigman told me there was a crash. But we'll see how far the game gets before the crash happens. Malachi is still alive. Didn't really know that was happening, but it looks like not for much longer, as he literally dies as soon as I got here. Sorry, Malachi. Shouldn't have pointed you out, buddy. Felix is getting close to routing. There's a lot of unbreakable units left here, but as soon as army losses hits, we lose the Norgling Ironbreakers, we lose Felix, and that will make this game a lot easier to finish off. Even though there's a ton of Slayers in the build, you know, losing any non-unbreakable units is definitely a boon. Lord recently died, so there is a Lord in this game mode. Who's the Wood Elves Lord? It's the Glade Lord. Oh, they almost lost their Lord. That could be bad. I don't know if it's bad enough to turn around this game as army losses hits. And all of a sudden, the Dwarves lose a whole bunch of dudes. Bum, 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 bum. We have 200 unbreakable models left that are slowly dying. Slayers, Goblin Hero crew. Actually, they got back on their mounts. Can you guys turn and fire at anything? Looks like they killed something. Khorne DLC characters looking busted unless they cost a ton. Can't comment. Won't comment. Shall not comment. Must not get in trouble. CA be big mad. Will not let CA get mad at me. I refuse to comment. Down to 91 Slayer models. Ungrim is charging straight into the jaws of death as a couple Glade Guard make him pay for it. And this is all over, so I will hit the fast forward button. Gotrek getting eaten alive by dragons, and then there's archers. There we go. It's a DLC, of course it's broken. Can you say when you're embargo list? Yeah, I can make videos and talk about it tomorrow. Literally tomorrow. I just can't talk about it yet because I'm not big enough. I'm too small of an itty bitty little shitty content creator. Something I can comment on is I understand that CA wants to reward their content partners, the bigger channels, for being content partners. But like, as the little guy, can I say it feels shitty that bigger channels get to put out content first? Because it's like, they're the bigger channels. Everybody already knows who they are. It's not like, oh, if Human Boy today put out a video talking about Khorne, like, it's not like people would watch that and go, who's this Turin guy? Or who's Zerkovich? Who the fuck is that? Or like anything like that. No, there's no way, because I'm not getting it early compared to them. I'd just be releasing stuff at the same time as the larger channels, and the larger channels would still outperform me because they're larger. What's the, like, why are smaller channels gated off from this? Like, if you have early access, there's no reason to have different dates of embargoes, is my take on it. Because it's like, it's an advantage for the larger content creators that they don't need because they are larger. They already have an inherent advantage. I think it's silly. It's silly. Now I appreciate that they give me early access at all. I'm not trying to be a shitter. I am appreciative of that, and they have been great to work with recently. Previous years, that hasn't always been the case, but recently, CA has really stepped up their game in their content creator relations. They've been doing fantastically. So just because I have one complaint doesn't mean I am not grateful. Is anyone picking Beastmen in online battles? Yes, they're very, very popular. Very popular. So there's allegedly a crash in this game, so at some point it will stop, but we'll cast it up till that point. I don't know when the crash is. I have literally no idea. We saw Pigman's Wood Elf build earlier, but just in case you don't remember it, it's a lot of Hyper Elite Cav, Ingrate Stag Knights, Wild Riders, and Sisters of the Thorn, Quadruple Way Watchers, and then we do have Blade Singers, Wildwood Rangers, Zotes, Durthu, Dragon Lord, Ariel, and Drycha. This is the build that fought Race Grand Cathay. This is not Trogdor's build that just faced the Dwarves. On the other side for Khorne, we haven't seen this build yet today. We have Khorne's Bloody Fist, Skull Crushers, a front line of Brutes of the Hound, Bloodletters, Chaos Warriors, more Bloodletters, more Chaos Warriors, more Bloodletters, and then a back line of Chosen and Exalted Bloodletters, backed up by Minotaurs, Knights of the Brazen Throne, more Skull Crushers. We have Blood Reapers on their motorcycles to provide various buff auras, plus the spell resistance is actually probably nice when you know the opponent's going to have Durthu, so maybe you can mitigate some Flock of Doom or Sword of Daiths. Exalted Bloodthirster in the sky for a Lord with all of his buffs. Kind of surprised not to see Scarbrand when you have infinite money. But I maybe get that. He's a very easy target to shoot. Not just for Wood Elves, but... Oh, there was a flank of Fleshhounds. Hello. Fleshhounds diving in the backline, but Pigman sees it coming, immediately jumps them with Great Stag Knights. Those are some dead Fleshhounds. So the Khorne surprise is mitigated. Pigman backing off to do some kiting, allowing his opponent to take the point. This is completely fine. It's conquest mode, not land battles. And he is actually attacking as he's leaving, so he is even attacking he is fulfilling the attacking rules if we cared about that, but it's conquest, so if you want to just run away, then your opponent can take the point for free. My dad, owner of CA, will hear your complaints. Alright, good. Glad to hear it. Pigman's trying to kite it out. Some bloodletters are being fed into the meat grinder. But the Wood Elves just want to kite. As they do. Now this is something to be concerned about. Pigman can't let his cavalry get too far away from his archers, otherwise they're going to take damage for free, but these Blood Crushers need to turn and actually attack the Glade Guard that they're currently in contact with. They missed the chance for a juicy charge, and now they need to back off because the Wood Elf cavalry is coming to say hello. And actually both are true. Because now the Khorne front line is outpacing their Minotaurs and Skull Crushers. So they do get isolated a little bit. Big old fight piling in from the Lost Sylvan Knights onto the Blood Crushers, but Khorne is ready to do some battle. They're tired of getting shot this whole time and would actually like to fight somebody for once. Deathbringer is out for the Exalted Bloodthirster. Overcast the Flock of Doom on these guys, but Khorne has plenty of spell resist. They'll largely be okay with it. And elsewhere we are losing some Bloodletters, but the Minotaurs have gotten themselves cavalry. And they do like chomping down on them cavalries. Odd Riders have to back off. Noses thoroughly bloodied by the Khorne front line. Ooh, oh no! Oh no! A third of the Khorne army is left behind! Oh, there's a Herald of Khorne too. Hi, Herald of Khorne. A third of the Khorne army is left behind! So Khorne is finally getting into melee, but a significant amount of their force isn't even here. As the Exalted Bloodthirster is getting pinned down. Looks like all the Way Watchers are firing at him while he is surrounded and getting beat down. The Exalted Bloodthirster is going to die, and that will lower Khorne's leadership overall because he is their actual lord. You'll see the little skull and crossbones pop up. That means your lord has died. When you have the multiple lords selected, it just picks one as like your main lord. There he goes. Khorne's leadership falters, and then that looks like where the game crashed. And the Khorne player did give the Wood Elf player the win. I would say the Wood Elves were decently advantaged there. Definitely game wasn't over yet. Khorne had finally gotten the melee and we're starting to get some value back, but losing a Lord's pretty brutal. And like I said, the game crashed and both sides just apparently agreed that Pigman moved on. Hello, Human Boy Goblin here. I love the format. How can I sign up for the next Doomstack tournament? I post all of my tournaments on my Discord. I could try and post more things on YouTube, but I'm poopy. I'm a poopy dumb man. Okay, where are we at in the tournament for context? This is our first semifinal. We have two semifinals. Balrain versus Trogdor, Pigman versus King of the Hoots, and then a final. Okay, so 3 games left. Trogdor, the build that beat the Dwarves with the massive Vanguard, versus Balrain, the build that beat the Dark Elves with a lot of pew-pew and shooting and death. Our other semifinal replay just came in. Finals is getting played now. 3 games left in the stream. No awkward downtime, just violence. Just bloody, horrible, atrocious violence. Trogdor is at it again with his cheating, dirty schemes. Splitting his army in 2, going for the sandwich once again. We have the vanguarded force of Wild Riders, Wildwood Rangers, Way Watchers, Durthu, the Helm of Discord Glade Lord, And that is it. For the frontline main army, War Dancers, Blade Singers, Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, Zotes, and then the Sisters of Twilight, and a Glade Lord with the Prey of Anathema and Arrow of Kronos. For the Chaos Dwarf Force, we saw this in Game 2, so it might have been a while since it was on your screens. It is a Doom Box of Doom. Infernal Ironsworn and Infernal Guard, making the outer fringes very hard to break through. Inside are Fire Glaives and Blunderbusses that make it very difficult to deal with. But we have 2 Dreadquake Mortars, one of which is the Iron Demon Arwar, a Soul of Damnation with double rocket launchers, then a Sorcerer Prophet Hachette with all of his spells, Astrogoth with all of his spells, a Bull Centaur Torok, and then a mix of Bull Centaur Renders and Cathay Fireborn all throughout. A very scary, potent Chaos Dwarf army. Usually the Chaos Dwarves are limited by how expensive their roster is, but in this format, they can show their true power. And they're actually really strong. I took Skaven because it's my brand, but I kind of regret not taking Lizardmen or Chaos Dwarves. I feel like those would be 2 fun rosters to play with infinite funds. Now, Trogdor is doing much better than the Dark Elves did because that Vanguard punishing strike is already in here. A lot of Bull Centaur Renders are routing. They've already died, and the Fire Glaives are disrupted. The single entity artillery is also disrupted. Cathay Fireborn are starting to fight back, but this Wood Elf surprise Vanguard is definitely doing very, very, very well on the Chaos Dwarfs. A bit of a blob up here, though. Some of these Cav have got to split off and get around to shut down the back line. Blunderbusses are trying to turn and fire. They're not able to get good line of sight. This is a catch-22. Actually, if they kill that Cathay Fireborn, they're going to open themselves up to a nasty Blunderbuss volley, but as long as it's alive, the Blunderbuss's shots are blocked. Cathay Fireborn, with their high stats and magic damage, are going to tear through the Lost Sylvan Knights. But the Wood Elves are running out of steam. They're already behind on the balance of power, which is shocking, but I see they have taken a lot of damage. And the front line is not going nearly as well as the back. These double Dreadquake Mortars are still very punishing for these guys to deal with. Oops, a little bit of friendly fire there. Little teeny tiny bit of friendly fire. So we're going to get another Blasted Charge Volley into these elite Blade Singers. I want to see it. I'm here to see it. It's a giant battle going on, but I'll wait. I'll wait. Throw your fucking blasting charges. I see that red arrow. I see it. Throw it. I have committed now. I will see it to the very end, but you need to throw those fucking things so I can go cast the rest of the battle. There's a whole battle happening and you won't throw. God damn it. There they are. They threw. Our waiting has paid off for just a teeny amount of damage. That was worth it. That was worth all of our time. As the Sisters of Twilight apparently got ganked by the Granite Guard while we weren't looking, and now the Deathstreak rocket launchers are trying to punish her for it, and they're actually going to start shooting at these Glade Guard who are in the distance firing in. Wolves are very far behind. The Vanguard flank did a lot of work, but there's just so much more work to be done. This expensive roster able to field 40 of their most elite units is really difficult to get through. Holy shit. Look at all the damage that's been done, and you still have a full health Infernal Guard, another pretty healthy Infernal Ironsworn, all these Bull Centaur Renders that are still pretty healthy. Both the Dreadquake Mortars are chilling, right? Where's the other one? Where are they? Oh, they're in the back line. He just took the fight to them as the 2 full health Dreadquake Mortars are rolling through the Glade Guard with Starfire Shafts, pushing those guys back. I mean, Trogdor did well, but this is the second, only 2 games. It's a sample size of 2, but these Chaos Dwarves are actually looking insane without a price cap. Like, this just doesn't look fair. Hawkeyes with Jakira gonna pick off these Infernal Guard and push them away. Trogdor still holding it okay, and Durthu is in the middle trying to win this game all by himself. Pushes away the Deathstreak rocket launcher. These Cathay Fireborn are going to die, but there is the problem for Durthu. Fire weakness because he is a tree right in front of flaming shotguns. As soon as the last Cathay Fireborn dies, Durthu will die as well. That is the only thing keeping him alive, is the obstruction against these guys. Wait for it. Fire! Ow! Owie! Fire again! Sir, we can't possibly shoot the giant tree. Why not? Because there's a giant dragon in the way. All right, hear me out. Just hear me out, lads. Shoot the dragon anyway. But sir, you told us to shoot the tree. Bro, shoot either. It's a giant fucking dragon. It's fine to shoot it. Bam! Another shot. Glade Lord goes down. Durthu goes down. And like that, the Wood Elves' chances of winning goes down. reverse stonks. And that is going to be army losses soon enough. It was a valiant effort, but those blunderbusses would not be denied. 2,600 value on those boys. On them there lads. Them there gits. Do we know what armies managed to spend the most? Oh, for sure the Chaos Dwarfs spent the most. For sure. These units are so expensive. Jeremy, happy to see you. Hope you're doing well. How do the SEM and Unlimited Lord and Hero roles work here? We just have unit caps on. So unit caps limits you to 5 single entities, and 3 of them can be giant monsters. That was a close game until all of a sudden those blunderbusses decided it was not allowed to be a close game anymore. I like that. Just, all right, boys, enough of this. Boom, Durthu's dead. Boom, Dragonlord's dead. Game's over. I'm just scanning through the value, seeing if anything catches my eye. I actually think those blunderbusses probably got the most value, even with a Dreadquake mortar in the game. I saw 2,300 on a Bull Centaur render, 2,800 on a Cathay, 3,200 on the Dreadquake, Infernal Guard getting up in the thousands. 2,800 and 2,700 on the blunderbusses. It was 2 different blunderbusses I was seeing. Got it. Yeah, only 2,100 on this thing. So they were close, but they didn't quite beat one of the Dreadquakes. All right, other semifinals. We know the Chaos Dwarves are in the final, but who will face them? The Vampire Counts, who were in the first game of the day. They defeated my Skaven, piloted by King of the Hoot Hoots, versus Pigman's Wood Elves. His Wood Elves have had the longest run so far, because if you look at the bracket, it was a 9-man bracket, so Raced and Pigman had to play in 1 more game than everybody else. Pigman defeated Raced, defeated Versock. There was a crash, but he was ahead, so we'll call it. It was fine. Can he also beat the Vampire Counts, or will the Slayer of the Glorious Rat Army continue on to finals? Pigman's build we saw just a bit ago against Khorne, but it is Durthu, Ariel, Branch Wraith, Glade Lord with Helmet Discord, and Drycha, then a bunch of archers and blade singers backed up by all of the elite cabin zotes. For King of the Hoot Hoots, I actually haven't gotten to cast his games yet because I was playing him. So this is my first time watching him as just a spectator, but he has a hyper elite front line of Cairn Wraiths in every Graveguard variant possible. Then he has Hex Wraiths and Blood Knights on the back line, with quadruple Vargeist, a Mortis Engine, and then we have Manfred, a Blood Dragon Lord, Heinrich Kemmler, and a Necromancer. So Manfred and the Blood Dragon Lord were both big problems for me to deal with as the Skaven. I'm curious how it'll go for Wood Elves, who are made of a little sterner stuff than the Rats. Here we go. As the armies advance, the Wood Elves can kite the Vampire Counts. The Vampires have a silver-shielded Graveguard front line with plenty of healing to give them from either the Corpse Cart or the Necromancer with his Corpse Cart or the Claw of Nagash. So if the Vampire Counts can perfectly execute, not saying it's easy, just saying they can back off whatever infantry is taking damage after it's at about half HP and set it in the natural regen auras and put different infantry in front of the Way Watchers. Also, their Blood Knights and Cairn Wraiths and all this stuff are going to have to get into the fight. But this is a problem. This is something I struggle with as a player, is like keeping your Cav back, because your Cav don't want to get shot by those archers, but then that does leave Pigman free to just charge your front line, get a bunch of free damage on the Graveguard and pull back because the mobile elements aren't in range to actually punish them. Though the Vampire Counts are no strangers to punishment. Graveguard taking half their HP. It's brutal, but they'll shrug it off. They'll keep marching forward as Blood Knights have gotten to fight Wildwood Rangers. We need some kind of flank here, otherwise the Wild Rangers are just going to beat the Blood Knights in melee combat. Their armor-piercing versus the non-armor-piercing, non-anti-infantry of the Blood Knights is going to be a problem. Cairn Wraiths are set up on the flank, but your micro is finite, and we can see some of those mobility elements sitting around waiting for orders. We're going to have to see how quickly King of the Hoots can keep them moving. As the Vampire Counts keep marching on, the Wood Elf hyper elite frontline will hold for now. These Blade Singers are going to be chopping away. with the Fury of 1,000 Suns, triple gold chevron, and very tanky with their physical resistance, and they could even increase their damage with Whirling Death. I don't think they want that versus all Graveguard. In we go. The Ghosts are here. Hex rates did get a buff in the last patch, but I still don't think they're quite the equal of Wood Elf Cavalry. Big surround going in there. Manfred not going to help out that. Instead, he is going for the backline as all these archers pincushion the cloud of Vargeist and Manfred. Oh, they're taking so much damage. And the central lines for the Vampire Counts is getting murdered by Durthu's Flock of Doom and Sword of Death overlapping fire. The Vampire Counts have got to make something happening quick. And it looks like it's over here. The Blood Knights and the Blood Dragon Lord are yet to get engaged. They're starting to come in now, but a little desynchronized from Manfred and the Vargeists. What I'm noticing in this type of tournament with such increased funds is it seems like defensive builds where there's a lot of shooting seems to be overall easier to execute than offensive builds because it's harder to get your timing right on getting every side to collapse at the same time when you're on offense. Where on defense, sometimes your range units will just shoot and do stuff for themselves. Manfred has died to all the Waywatcher fire. He is gone. And in comes a nice little Acorn of the Oak of Ages. Good damage onto those elite frontline troops. Drycha is very, very injured from Hyman Kemmler and the boys. We'll see if she even gets a berry wine or if Ariel's just going to let Drycha die. Drycha is the Wood Elf's actual lord, though, which is concerning. And a Curse of Years, that was such a problem for me. When he Curse of Years to me, I couldn't cast any spells on all my elite casters. So looks like Ariel and Durthu are in the same boat. But the Wood Elves are sweeping up elsewhere. Their cavalry control has been fantastic. And even where the Vampire Counts got their cavalry engaged, it just was no match for the Wood Elves cavalry. The Vampire Count's front line was better, but it didn't matter. It took too long for them to get much value while being shot all the while. Necromancer tries to save himself Invocation. Heck, I think one more volley of Waywatchers is going to take him out for good. And the Wood Elves are an unstoppable force. Got to semifinals, both of them. One of them looks to be going to finals. The other one did fall in semifinals, but with an admirable attempt. Anybody else just see Ariel Dart of Doom definitely only hit the Blade Singers and this Blade Lord? Because I did. I saw that. Varix Reavers and these other Blood Knights are running up. The final stand of the Vampire Counts, but I mean, they look in trouble. Just a bit. Couple Blood Knights here and there, Cryptor here and there as you look upon the green cloaks of the masses and Zotes closing in, crows pecking out their eyes. It's a bad day to be a Blood Knight. Oh, the Blood Dragon Lord's still alive. Good for you, Blood Dragon Lord. I don't know what you're gonna do about it, but good luck. Look at all those red arrows. Look at all those red arrows on him. Because all these archers are just gonna try and pincushion his ass. Army losses hits. But he's a vampire. He's still gonna take forever to die, even with your pathetic ass army losses. He didn't hear no bell? He actually didn't hear no bell. I swore it was army losses, but he's only at negative 33 leadership. Wait a second, hold on. He was getting army losses, he actually just had too high of leadership. Army losses couldn't overcome his leadership. But the Wood Elves win. Pigman will go to finals to fight Bahrain. I feel like Skaven aren't that great in this format. It's true, but I have a brand to maintain. You can't be Human Boy Yes Yes, best Skaven player in the entire world if you don't play Skaven in a for fun tournament. It's just not allowed. Alright, decent spread out value among the Wood Elves. For King of the Hoots, tough times when his super intense elite lords didn't get a lot of value. The Wood Elves just took great engagements, but also shot the piss out of them. Graveguard waddled forward, trying to find a fight that was never presented. And then Blood Knights have been outscaled by the wheels of time. Just non-armor piercing, anti-large elite cav is not the vibe. And the final replay has come in. This is it. Pigman versus Bahrain. Who will win? Why do I have a ping from Turin server? Okay. Turin is streaming some new DLC stuff, so if you want to abandon me as we're about to enter the finals to go watch Turin do DLC things because he can and I have an embargo for one more day, that's fine. Just abandon us. It's fine, it's whatever. I'll be here. I'm gonna make videos too. They'll just come out tomorrow. Gonna make videos too. Wood Elves vs. Chaos Dwarfs, final game of the day. We saw Trogdor almost do it with his Wood Elves. His massive Vanguard got in there. Couldn't quite finish it off. Now, this is not to shame Trogdor at all. This is just giving context. Pigman is a bit better of a player. He's very frequently getting far in tournaments. Very sweaty, try-hard tournaments. Whereas Trogdor, very solid. Got through our new player program relatively recently. Has been breaking his teeth on some things, but maybe Pigman's superior micro, faster clicking, get him a win. Maybe. For Bahrain, also a very solid player. He's been around for quite a while. Mains the Dwarfs, and his build has been slapping fools today. The Infernal Guard, Infernal Ironsworn Ring of Unbreakable Fools. Backed up by Bull Centaur Renders, Cathay Fireborn, double Dreadquake Mortar, double Death Trigger Rocket Launcher, Soul of Damnation, and then a Sorcerer Prophet of Passion and Astrogoth in there. Pigman's build, we've seen it a couple times. You just saw it versus the Vampire Count, so I'm not really going to go into it too much, but Way Watchers plus Elite Archers plus Elite Infantry, and then Wild Riders, Great Stag Knights, Sisters of the Thorn. Dragon, Durthu, Ariel. Bye, Olaf the Moose. So the Dreadquake Mortars are firing upon the Glade Guard. Way Watchers also taking a bit of damage here. And once again, like we talked about, Grand Cathay had a bit more spectacle to their shots, but the Chaos Dwarves, when their shots land, they do a lot of damage. Those double Dreadquake Mortars don't exactly fill the skies with projectiles, but when they hit, they hurt. As Pigman's cavalry is starting to wrap around the sides, Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders is going to fall back into the formation, get away from those guys for now. Man, the Wood Elves are taking a shellacking from that elite artillery. Zotes have rode forward and Zotes have died, though one of the Dreadquake Mortars actually ended up outside the formation, which is a little spooky. If those archers can get in range, the Dreadquake Mortar will die super fast. Chevrons don't give you more health or more missile resistance, so you'll die just as quickly to those archers as you did unchevroned. Wild Riders starting to sneak in for Pigman, just getting them between those lines, trying to cause a little bit of disruption. And a big Vanguard attack is in. The Lost Sylvan Knights charging through those Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders, and a lot of Bull Centaur Renders are engaging in the fight. They're taking a lot of damage, but I don't know if the Wood Elves have the staying power to really grind through that fight. Grinding is not the Wood Elf style. They usually like to hit and run. One Dreadquake Mortar has been getting shellacked by the Hawkeyes of Chakira, other Way Watchers, and of course the Glade Guard. As Durthu lends some aid, Sword of Daith and Overcast the Flock of Doom on this Cav fight. Really wants to break the back of the Chaos Dwarves here and let all these elite Cav into the back line. Pit of Shades also trying to stop those Infernal Guard from firing. It's going to do some good damage, but he's also just trying to toss their bodies around so they can't be firing right now. Still have some Way Watchers who are full HP. A lot of ammo on those guys. Other Way Watchers have a lot of ammunition, but not a ton of HP left. We did lose the Skullcracker Dreadquake. It is officially dead, and that front line is actually taking a lot of damage too. As what is going on up there? Yeah, it's Blade Singers. Blade Singers actually have the stats capable of getting through the Infernal Ironsworn, so the first time today we're seeing the Infernal Ironsworn not be able to hold. A little bit of a blob here is going to be problematic. It looks like Bahrain has seen it too. He's going to try and hit these 4 hyper elite Wood Elf units that are all stacked on top of each other. Drycha's Malevolent Dryad Summon might run forward and try and cause some problems, but one Wood Elf flank has entirely collapsed. Chaos Dwarves were able to close ranks over there, and that provides them a nice back that they can put their a nice wall they can put their backs to where they're not under threat, because every other flank is a problem. Durthu has waded in, Bull Centaur Torok is dying, Astrogoth is also dying, and the Demon's Tongue has gotten involved. It is very far away from those deadly archers. This is actually probably the safest place for this Demon's Tongue to be, in a nice juicy Cav fight that it loves rather than getting shot at. Chaos Dwarves are ahead on the balance of power, though the Wood Elves aren't out of this just yet. The cluster missile's going to be a problem as these elite infantry getting smoked down. They got to hurry up and get through these Infernal Guards so they can spread out again. And just like the Grand Cathay game, just like my Skaven game, the balance of power is a little inflated when you have a ranged heavy build. If the Wood Elves can get in here and cause some real disruption, they can get a lot of balance of power back quite quickly. But we see this trap over and over again today. One single entity finds its way into the backline of these Chaos Dwarves, and then all the Chaos Dwarves turn and just light it up. Durthu died that way the last time they were in a matchup. Wood Elves versus the forces of the Chaos Dwarves. Blunderbuss is turning to fire as well. This Glade Lord is going to die super quickly. That little Acorn Oak of Ages thing stopped it from firing just for a second, but yeah. Glade Lord shatters, gets pushed off. Astrogoth is about to die, so is the Bull Centaur Torok, but they're taking long enough to die. They're just stalling out these single entities. The Wood Elves don't look like they have enough left in the tank to win this. A lot of archers, but you can see the tide of the Chaos Dwarves marching forward, realizing there's nothing left but archers. They're just like, you want to fucking go, punk? And they're all running out here to stop them. But this is why that Demon's Tongue was kept in the very far back in a melee fight. In a melee fight, he lasted forever and never took any damage. In a ranged fight, he is getting destroyed by those archers. That is 3,400 or 3,700 gold off the field just like that. It's not enough to put the Wood Elves back in this game, but it was a very nice middle finger on the way out. As the Bull Centaurs and the Hobgoblin Wolf Raiders show up, cause some trouble. Durthu is still holding it down in the back line and doing decently, but not doing decently enough to like turn this game around. Momentum has shifted too far in the favor of the Chaos Dwarves. As I imagine blunderbusses. Ooh, the blunderbusses got shut down by the Blade Singers. That's the big thing I'd kill Durthu. I guess we still have 2 Infernal Guard with Fire Glaives though, so Durthu will eventually die. Is out here. Bull Centaur renders, find the Way Watchers. And that was close. Pigman definitely got the closest to taking down the dreaded Chaos Dwarves. Trogdor before him also was quite close. But neither was quite enough. It does look like when you just give them unlimited funds and they can take all these Infernal Guard. It's juicy. It's juicy. Their units are good. They're just too expensive. What's Demon's Tongue? Demon's Tongue is the Train Regiment of Renown. Here's its body. It's just a iron demon with extra stats. Wood Elves still trying to kite it out, getting a bit more damage here and there. They have rallied the last of their Way Watchers on the side. But I don't know. I don't know if they can actually do it at this point. Durthu is slowly getting hunted. Ooh, this is actually a little overextension from these Bull Centaur renders. They're gonna die. Great Stag Knights countercharging while they get shot by the Hawkeyes of Jakiro with that discouraged aura. Well, not an aura, it's a contact effect, but you get the point. So one more Bull Centaur render will die. Durthu might, eventually. There's a lot of fire damage coming his way as he keeps swinging, as is Durthu's way. Too many full health Kadai Fireborn coming in. Durthu's rather tanky in melee due to having decently high melee defense stats, 56, and a rather tall and thin model. It's hard for a lot of melee units to make contact with him and swing. But that's about it. I do think this is Ogre Kingdoms. So I'll do my outro now while we watch the last Breath of the Wood Elves get snuffed out. If you are not subscribed, do that, because we are running a subathon right now. Before I started the stream, we were 13 subs away from hitting the first benchmark. 12,500 subs, we'll do an ice bath stream. That'll be fun. 13,000, we'll do a build guide for every single roster in the game, and 13,500, we'll do a 20-hour stream at some point in the future. Tomorrow and every day after, my embargo will be lifted, so I'll be casting some DLC content for y'all. Tomorrow we'll have the unit tier list out, and then I'll have some fun interactions, some fun combos I think that are great. So that should be fun. I will not be streaming tomorrow because I'll be at work, so it'll just be videos getting released. Congratulations to Bahrain and the Chaos Dwarfs for winning our Doomstack tournament. It was fun. I enjoyed myself. It's not something that I would run like every week, but I'll definitely run another one. It's just chaotic and silly and crazy. Get to see some fun stuff. I feel like there was a lot we didn't get to see yet either. Blizzard Men would be good in this format. High Elves would be pretty good in this format. So there could be more. I also know there were some spooky builds. Ooh, 5,800 on a losing Durthu. I know there were some spooky Warriors of Chaos builds lurking around that didn't actually get brought. So it was fun. It was good. I don't have anything else. Go bother Turin. Go bother Turin. Go watch his stream where he covers all of the DLC stuff, and there's nothing left for me. Nothing left for the boy of rats. Goodbye.